Live from the KNDO Night Team, this is KNDO Local News 11 at 11.
It is a late-breaking deal. Toppenish teachers have reached a contract with the school district. New help that could save your life in the mountains. We'll show you Yakima County's new search tools and a move to treat arsonists like sex offenders. Have them register with the county sheriff after they set fires. We'll tell you what's planned. Good evening, I'm Gary Darigol. Andrew Amador has the night off. Here's what's happening tonight. It is a major breakthrough. Toppenish teachers have reached a contract deal with the school district. It lifts the cloud over the start of school September 7th. KNDO has learned the tentative deal is for a 3-year contract with boost in pay and insurance. More planning time also given to elementary teachers. Teachers will vote on this deal next week. It was a close call, though. A negotiator tells KNDO tonight was the deadline for a deal before the union considered a possible strike. A new tool in Yakima tonight. It could save your life when you're in the woods. 8 new global positioning systems will be in the hands of deputies and search and rescue volunteers. KNDO reporter Edmundo Aguilar was on the scene tonight with some of those. Edmundo, can these new units be a lifesaver with hunting season coming up?
Gary, definitely. Here in Yakima, this new tool will help search and rescue, get the injured from the outdoors to medical attention in no time, and that makes things a whole lot easier.
GPS, Global Positioning System, a valuable piece of equipment for the outdoor enthusiast, but even more valuable for people like Kathleen Kissinger.
If we're doing a search, finding the subject is the #1 objective.
A search and rescue volunteer who is excited about the new technology they just received. The GPS will direct helicopters right to the site of the emergency.
You can give them your exact location within about 50 to 100 feet, and at that point, you're home. You've got the target.
8 of these units will be working in areas of Yakima County, including Mother Nature's backyard, where without immediate help can be life-threatening.
They need to have available emergency services fast. It's very dangerous if you don't have a way to contact.
And Kathleen can think back to where GPS could have helped many of times in the past.
Had we had more information, had perhaps they had a GPS and the search and rescue people had a GPS, it wouldn't have taken the several hours it took.
Some of the advice Kathleen suggests for people who are going to explore the outdoors is to get educated and to tell people exactly where you are going. For the night team, Edmundo Aguilar, KNDO Local News 11 at 11. Gary.
Thanks very much, Edmundo. Yakima Search and Rescue, by the way, went on 66 missions last year. They've been called out 21 times so far this year. Well, people who set forest fires should be treated like sex offenders. That's the idea behind a proposal to register convicted arsonists. That idea coming from the Kittitas County Sheriff's Department after the series of arsons burned these forests and threatened homes and lives this summer. The Sheriff's Department believes a serial arsonist is on the loose in Kittitas County. A woman is shot and killed in Ellensburg. The 22-year-old woman found by Ellensburg police in a parking lot on Water Street. We checked with Ellensburg police, say the shooting was the reason you may have seen police surrounding that area this morning. Police believe it may be a suicide. KNDO will not be reporting the woman's name. New information for you tonight on 2 murder suspects who may be in Yakima right now. Police tell us tonight the 2 men on the loose. Police from Edmonds and Western Washington looking for the 2 men in the double murder case. The first man you see right there, identified only as Carlos, also known as Carlos Chavez. That's the man you see in the picture. He's described as 6 feet 4 inches tall, about 40 years old. Another suspect, Adriel Facundo Romero, 5 feet 6 inches tall, 34 years old. That's his picture there. The cars the 2 suspects were seen driving, a white 1997 Nissan Sentra with a Washington plate 586RQN. The second car, a 1994 silver Jeep Cherokee, Washington plate 042JJP. Any information, you need to call the Yakima Sheriff's Department. The number on your screen, 574-2500. Well, Bill Gates wants Microsoft to rock tonight. Microsoft's going into the music business. Microsoft will launch its own website this Thursday to sell music on the internet. That puts Microsoft into some tough competition with Apple's iTunes and the iPod music player. Well, in local news tonight, a new online program to help with immigration questions. It's called Online Pass. Over 13,000 people visited the immigration offices in Yakima, and they've had to wait in line just to schedule a date and time to meet with an information officer. We'll have a link to this site for you on our website at KNDO.com. Well, you might want to give your child an extra nickel when they go back to school this week. The price of milk up across the country. School districts locally passing that along to you. The Wapato School District started classes today. Their price of milk has gone up by 5 cents at elementary schools. Oh, sorry for that audio problem. Prices can vary, though, from school to school, even within the same school district. So you need to check your individual school for any changes in milk or lunch prices. Around the Northwest tonight, a Fort Lewis soldier on trial for treason. Ryan Anderson accused of trying to betray the U.S. by attempting to give information to people he believed were part of the terrorist group Al-Qaeda. Anderson converted to Islam. This is not that video there. A witness says he wanted to go to the Mideast to help his Muslim brothers. A man is arrested, accused of setting his girlfriend on fire. Police now telling us it happened in Spokane. 23-year-old Christopher Carter, accused of spraying lighter fluid on the woman and her bed, then setting it on fire. She put the fire out, called the cops. Carter's in jail for first-degree assault. That woman was not seriously injured. Sad goodbyes now for troops leaving Alaska to fight the war on terror. The first 200 men and women are only the beginning. By autumn, we'll have seen between 1,000 and 2,000 people deployed overseas here from Alaska. Most of them head to Iraq and Afghanistan. It's part of a military ramp-up aimed at assisting the war on terror. Across America tonight, thousands of protesters walking the streets of New York City tonight. Several people arrested when people clashed with police. Some of the protesters tried to break through barricades around the Republican convention site. You can see the arrest taking place right there near Madison Square Garden. Police in riot gear and on horses swept through to disperse that crowd. And it is night one of the Republican National Convention in New York. Backers of the president reached out to Democrats and independents. That was Vice President Dick Cheney there. He was there for the opening with his message, the convention message too. A message of tonight's videos is that the Bush-Cheney team would keep America tougher and safer. Well, some 160 Marines returning home to America today to the welcome arms of family and friends. A large crowd cheering and waving signs of support gathered at Miramar Air Station in San Diego, California. They welcomed those Marines back home. These Marines are from the 3rd Marine Air Wing. The contingent was deployed for 8 months in the Persian Gulf. Around the world tonight now, French journalists held hostage in Iraq, calling on French President Jacques Chirac to give in to militant demands. The two journalists in this video, shown on Al Jazeera television, asked President Chirac to meet the militants' demands and remove a headscarf ban in their country in order to save lives. Militants have demanded the French government revoke a headscarf ban in state-run schools. Meantime, in Paris, demonstrators demanding the freedom of those two journalists. The militants want the headscarf ban in French schools overturned within 48 hours, but they didn't say what the hostages' fate would be if their demand is not met. Back in Iraq, airstrikes continue by U.S. forces in Fallujah. You see the damage there. Helicopters and tanks attacked targets believed to be safe houses of insurgents. No confirmation of any casualties. Fallujah is the heart of the Sunni triangle, where support for Saddam Hussein remains strong. More local news now for you tonight. A construction reminder if you're traveling in the morning. 3rd Avenue construction starts tomorrow. This is the area we're talking about. They'll be repaving some patches between Pine and Division Avenues. Work starts at 8, should wrap up around 5 in the evening.
We had some beautiful weekend weather with temperatures in the 80s and lower 90s. It was the same thing today, a lot of lower 90s for highs under a mostly sunny sky. If you like that, you're going to like tomorrow's forecast too. After that, it's going to be changing quite a bit by Wednesday. But tomorrow you can see just a couple high clouds approaching us. We're spending a mostly sunny to partly cloudy day. Tonight's going to be clear and mild, very comfortable for sleeping with lows dropping down to the lower and mid-50s. Tomorrow afternoon, we're going to have a gradual increase in the cloud cover, but it's still going to be hot just like today with highs in the upper 80s and lower 90s. We do have a lot more cool air coming for Wednesday. That's your first look at the weather. Now here's your leadoff sports with Kevin Uretsky.
Thanks, Jay. We lead off tonight with the final game of the Bears' three-game series in Spokane against the Indians. Not the best of nights for Yakima. Mike Nikias with the two-run homer. This in the bottom of the third, broke a 0-0 tie, made it 2-0 Spokane. And well, that's pretty much the way the night went. 10-1, the Indians over the Bears. The teams will now play 3 at County Stadium beginning tomorrow night. Well, stay tuned. Coming up, the Seahawks got a former Coug, plus I'll show you some interesting sights on the opening night of play at the U.S. Tennis Open. So grab some chips and dip, enjoy, and stay tuned. I'll be back with the rest of the day's sports in about 15 minutes. Gary?
Thanks a lot, Kevin. Pinch hitting for Rick Aaron tonight. Well, in People News tonight, in fact, actor Kelsey Grammer has a new addition to his family. A surrogate mother gave birth to his second child Saturday. Grammer and his wife Camille named the boy Jude Gordon. Now you're looking at video from the show Frasier. The couple's daughter, by the way, also born to a surrogate mother in 2001. And again, you might recognize Kelsey Grammer as Dr. Frasier Crane there. That's from his comedy series on TV. Well, Yakima County needs bilingual election poll workers, and quick. Coming up, we'll take an in-depth look at what Yakima's doing to fix this problem. Well, that wraps up 11 minutes of nonstop news, weather, and sports at 11 o'clock. You're watching KNDO Local News 11 at 11.
You're all dressed up. Where are you going?
I'm going to work. I'm the new CEO of Money Tree.
I thought you were their spokesbug.
I'm getting a big promotion.
When will that happen?
When they see me in this tie.
Not in that tie.
Come into Money Tree and get a payday loan in just minutes. Plus, Money Tree cashes all types of checks. And money orders are always free with every payday loan or check cashing transaction.
Money Tree, your cash solution.
I grew up and raised my family here in Washington State. It's been my honor to serve you in the Senate. But today, I'm very concerned about the direction of our country. We need to take care of our own people, invest in American business, create American jobs, improve our own local schools, and lower the cost of health care right here at home. I'm Patty Murray, and I approve this ad because it's time to change priorities and put America first.
The Birchfield Manor, Yakima's gourmet restaurant and inn, winner of several prestigious gourmet awards from around the country, is celebrating their 25th anniversary. They invite you to come dine in their vintage dining room and enjoy their award-winning cuisine. Complement your dinner with a bottle of fine wine from Birchfield Manor's extensive selection, available to guests during their anniversary for 25% off. So treat yourself to a night of elegance, award-winning cuisine, and great wine. The Birchfield Manor.
We make a lot of long-distance calls. With Quest, no matter how much or how little we talk, we save.
We'll see you in Minneapolis.
And when we're away, we don't pay for an expensive unlimited calling plan.
With Quest, you get the local features you need and flexible long distance while saving up to $150 a year over the competition. Log on to quest.com/compare and start saving today. Another example of the Quest promise of value.
Woohoo, Marion! We'll see you in Seattle.
Seattle?
What's going on here? That's our spirit of service in action.
A portion of the news is brought to you by Best Buy.
Live from the KNDO night team, this is KNDO Local News 11 at 11.
Welcome back. It is KNDO In Depth tonight. Yakima County needs bilingual election poll workers, and they need them quickly. They need more Spanish-speaking workers, or the county could face a penalty from the federal government. Yakima must have a certain number of Spanish-speaking workers for the general and primary elections, but now we're told there are almost 25 people short. Andrea Fujii reports that federal law requires more than 70 bilingual workers to help with the voting process for the primaries on September 14th and the general election in November.
With only 16 more days until the primary election, getting more Spanish-speaking workers is a priority for the county auditor's office.
We really need the poll workers. Our county has been changing demographically, and there is a need, and we want to try to do our best to meet that need for our voters.
They have about 50 workers so far, but need 76, or else the county could face a big fine from the federal government. They say worker requirements aren't too hard to meet.
Need them to be able to answer questions and be able to read a sentence or two in Spanish if a voter asks for that assistance.
You must be conversational in Spanish, at least 16 years old, and available on September 14th and November 2nd for the elections and for a couple of training sessions. English and Spanish are continuously side by side in Yakima County, and both are under one flag, so the county hopes to accommodate everyone who wants to vote.
Now, if you are interested in that bilingual poll worker program, here's how you can help out. You have to be available on September 14th and November 2nd for the elections. If you'd like to volunteer, you can call the auditor's office at 574-1340. It is a paid position, and car mileage will also be paid to you as well. Well, your local Fast Alert weather forecast coming up next now with meteorologist Jason Stiff. Had a beautiful day of it today. Remember, you can check on the weather anytime by calling our KNDO 24-hour Fast Alert forecast line. The number right there on your screen. Call right now if you like. It's 225-2388. Let's check out those highs and lows for the day today. Very warm around the area. 91 in Yakima, 90 up in Ellensburg. You see right there. This is KNDO Local News, 11 at 11.
Okay, we'd like you to try 2 frozen lattes. One is from a national chain of coffee shops, and the other is new from Dairy Queen.
This one's fantastic.
Looks like you chose the new DQ Latte. Great. Okay, you can give it back now.
Test is over. Let it go.
The new DQ Latte frozen blended coffee, made with creamy DQ soft serve in 3 tempting flavors. Grab one and DQ something different.
Likes it a lot.
Campers, roasted marshmallows is a whole lot like buying an RV. Too much heat and, well, it tends to leave a bad taste in your mouth.
At Broadmoor RV, our customers don't want high pressure. They want a good selection and a great value for their dollar. Such as a brand new travel trailer loaded just $10,990, or a new motorhome with slide out under 60 grand.
So hurry on in. We know once you try Broadmoor RV, you'll be back for s'more.
At Broadmoor RV, we make camping fun.
This is the one sales event you've been waiting for, the Ford Authorized Clearance. Now get an extra $1,500 clearance cash in addition to every Ford rebate on Ford F-150. Add $3,500 cash back and that's up to $5,000 in clearance savings. Plus get a premium tow and go package at no extra charge. F-150 is the one that's earned the right to be the 2004 Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Now it's the one with over $6,200 in savings. Only at the Ford Authorized Clearance. This is the one event you don't want to miss.
So let me get this straight. You hop around on a big soft mat in your pajamas. Come on, try doing that on ice in a skirt. Just kidding, guys. Good luck in Athens.
At Sprint stores now, get a Samsung VGA 1000 picture phone for $79.99. Sprint PCS. Now that's better.
Back to school. My favorite time of year is back to school. It's just madness. It's 1,000 different things going at once. We're on a tight schedule and a tighter budget. There's a huge back to school list. It's great to be able to go into Walmart and get everything you need at a good price. Shoes, clothes, backpacks, lunch supplies. We're getting everything. We might even get some hair color from Mom and her Grays. As a mom, I'm torn. I'm ready to get them out of my hair, but I'm sad to see them go.
A portion of the news is brought to you by your Northwest Dodge dealer.
Now your accurate Fast Alert forecast with meteorologist Jason Stiff, who has earned the American Meteorological Seal of Approval.
A good Monday evening as we take a look at the current conditions in the Yakima Valley. Not too shabby. A few breezes at times, but overall not very windy yet. That's going to be changing in a couple days. Right now 65 degrees, the wind west at 10 miles an hour, barometric pressure 29.95 inches. but that will be falling as Tuesday night and Wednesday approach. Around the country today, well, I'll tell you, Tropical Depression Gaston was having its way with Virginia and portions of Maryland today. Look what Ashland, Virginia had. Almost 7 3/4 inches of rain from that tropical storm. Unbelievable. Leadville, Colorado, the chilliest temperature at 32 degrees. Gila Bend, Arizona, the highest temperature and heat index both at 108 today. And Tucumcari, New Mexico, the highest wind gust 60 miles an hour, but things will be calming down a little bit around the southwestern part of the country. We still have a lot of tropical weather occurring, though, in the eastern half of the nation. Right here, nothing tropical as far as storms are concerned. It's actually pretty quiet outside. Right now, it's 77 degrees with some clear sky above Wenatchee, 68 in Seattle, 63 degrees in Astoria, and 73 in Portland and in Pendleton. Around the rest of the region, mostly 50s and 60s in the Rockies. It's 58 degrees in Denver, 68 degrees in Salt Lake City, 63 in Elko, 94 hot degrees in Las Vegas, and still 96 barely in the double digits in Phoenix, Arizona. Well, around the west, it was a pretty quiet day except for areas around Colorado, New Mexico, portions of North Texas and Oklahoma. A lot of powerful storms were occurring right around Midland and Odessa, and also right off the Rockies in Colorado, blowing off into the plains. For the west coast, overall pretty quiet weather, but you can see in the upper left part of your screen, a cold front is slowly advancing. Really, it's moving from southwest northeast right now, but it will be sweeping through the Pacific Northwest over the next 24 hours, most likely late Tuesday into Wednesday. So we're expecting a pretty nice day tomorrow if you like the sunshine and heat. After that, it's going to be changing. It's going to sweep right on through, increasing our cloud cover. We're going to have plenty of wind with this one. Not a lot of moisture with this storm, so I think it's going to be mostly wind, blowing dust, and cooler temperatures rather than rain shower activity. You can see that in the precipcast too. We'll have some of those green blobs around us, but really not much residual rain for us. I think we'll notice the cooler temperatures and the gusty wind more than any rain falling from the sky. So tonight, speaking of the sky, it's going to be a clear one, very mild air. Lows dropping down into the lower and mid-50s by sunrise. 55 for Sunnyside, Prosser, and Ellensburg, and 53 in Yakima and Toppenish. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and hot, just like today, with just a few breezes coming in from the west and the southwest. But that's going to be a different story on Wednesday. Highs tomorrow in the upper 80s and lower 90s. Look at that drop in the temperatures by Wednesday, dropping down 10 degrees, even more than that on Thursday, a high of 77. Once we reach the Labor Day weekend, though, more sunshine and more warmth with highs rising back into the seasonable mid to upper 80s. That's your Fast Alert forecast for this Monday. Have a great night.
I was out a little bit earlier. Beautiful evening tonight. Well, coming up, the Seahawks cut a former Coug, and the latest on the Yakima Bears. Not a lot of highlights for the Bears tonight. Kevin Uretsky will show us what's up with sports coming up next. We'll be right back.
Oh my gosh, did you see the ref totally blow that call?
Yeah, he was so embarrassed.
If that call costs us the game, I will be like a major mad.
Totally.
What's enough to make anyone chatty as a schoolgirl? Come into U.S. Cellular now and get 1,000 anytime minutes, plus unlimited mobile-to-mobile minutes, all for just $39.95 a month. U.S. Cellular, we connect with you. Add a line and get a free Kyocera Phantom and free activation.
Want more? Get more. Just get going to the Dodge Summer Sales Drive, where you'll have to hurry if you're going to grab the Hemi-powered Dodge Ram 1500 and get 0% financing plus a $2,500 cash allowance for total combined savings of over $8,000. But you've got to get it in gear before your Ram is gone. Want more? Get going. See your Dodge dealer today, because summer's almost gone, and so is the Summer Sales Drive.
At Weight Watchers, my meeting leader always said, Chantal, don't think about what you're giving up, think about what you're getting. She kept me focused on the reward. Well, this is my reward. I go in that store thinking, this is fun.
Weight Watchers gives you the coaching and tools to help you reach your goals. And now, with Turnaround, you choose the approach that fits you best. Our flexible points plan or new no counting plan. Call, click, or stop by now while registration's free. Join Weight Watchers and watch yourself change.
Every child deserves a chance in life. A chance to grow up happy, healthy, safe from vaccine-preventable diseases. Children are still at risk for diseases like whooping cough and measles. Immunize your children today. Call Healthy Mothers, Healthy Babies for immunization facts and referrals.
What is cumin?
Sure, you can try this. Or leave perfectly seasoned chicken strips to taco time. Our new crispy chicken ranchero is loaded with them. Golden strips made of all-white chicken lightly seasoned with our signature spices, topped with creamy ranch dressing. The crispy chicken ranchero, available now only at taco time. That's taco time. It really is.
Good evening, everyone. The Yakima Bears continue playing out the string of their season tonight as they finish the three-game series against Spokane in Spokane. Let's show you what took place between the Indians and the Bears. Otto walking around the concourse. Well, maybe he can go find this baseball. Mike Nikias with the two-run shot. That off of Angel Roca. 2-0 Spokane, bottom of the third. But the Bears get on the board in the fourth. Orlando Mercado. It ain't sexy, but it counts. Hit them where they ain't. Sometimes the cliches ring true. The base hit scores Carlos Gonzalez. 2-1 Indians at that point, but now 3-1 in the fifth. Brandon Boggs goes the other way. The double to right center field scores both Nikias and Ben Harrison. 5-1 at that point. Spokane wins by a final of 10-1. The teams play 3 in Yakima beginning tomorrow. Good news, though. The Bears' A.J. Shappy has been named the Northwest League's Pitcher of the Week. He was 1-0 with a 2.08 earned run average in 2 starts last week. Pitched 13 total innings, striking out 13 and walking just 3. And Shappy's also been named to the league's year-end All-Star team. Joining him on the team is Chris Carter, who was named the league's best designated hitter. Carter has hit 15 homers and driven in 63 runs, that coming into tonight's game so far this year. Well, some football notes for you. The Seahawks made their first roster cuts today, letting 12 players go. Amongst them, former Wazoo wide receiver Sammy Moore. And the Cougs begin the season, to remind you, this coming Friday night at New Mexico. It's a nationally televised game. We'll have more from them throughout the week, as well as the Huskies, who open Sunday in Seattle against Fresno State. Casey Paws will be the starting quarterback for the Dogs, who missed going to a bowl game last year for the first time since 1994. UW was on probation back then, but last year we're just 6-5. Well, today, the first day of the U.S. Tennis Open in New York. There were no major upsets to speak of, but tennis's biggest fashion diva was definitely strutting her stuff not far from Madison Avenue. Serena Williams warming up on Stadium Court, Arthur Ashe Stadium, sporting the knee-high black boots, the denim skirt, and the sequined tank top. They made her take the boots off after warm-ups, but she was prepared. She had sneakers underneath. You can judge the outfit. The game was pretty sharp, too. She beat Sandra Kleinova 6-1 and 6-3. One Olympics note, Cornelius Horan, the defrocked Irish priest who attacked Brazil's Vanderlei de Lima during yesterday's Olympic marathon, was given a 1-year suspended sentence today. He was also fined $3,600 and warned to stay out of trouble in Greece for the next 3 years. Brazilian sports officials say, by the way, they'll appeal to world track authorities for a duplicate gold medal for de Lima, who was leading at the time of the attack and finished third. Well, the Olympics may be over, but here's the results from last week's Sports Bowl question. Want to make sure you got them. The majority of you who responded believe Michael Phelps was the biggest U.S. star of the Olympics. Carly Patterson, soon to be on a Wheaties box near you, finished second. Paul Hoffman got 12, and yet to be determined, maybe the women's basketball or soccer teams, 12% as well. One other note, Northwest Nazarene beat the Central Washington women's soccer team 3-1 today. First loss for the Lady Wildcats. Well, finally tonight, it's every ball boy's worst nightmare. Let's open the ball. Tigers at the Royals tonight. Top of the third, Bobby Higginson with a shot down the right field line. Ball boy makes a nice play. He's ready to toss it wherever, but there's just one problem. Yeah, fair ball, Mr. Ball Boy. A little bewildered, perhaps a little perturbed. What am I going to say? You take it. I'm done. That is it for now. Have a great rest of the evening and enjoy your day tomorrow. In the meantime, Gary, back to you.
All right, thanks there, Kevin. A little bit of an embarrassing moment for the ball boy, but you have to cut him some slack there. Well, Wheaties has decided to pick 3 Olympic athletes for its cereal box. Find out who made the cut and find out who got cut. We'll be right back.
Hey, what is it?
I realize I love you, but as long as you're with Jessica, there can never be anything between us.
Cassie, there's no need to cry. Besides, I've got really great news.
You're leaving Jessica.
No. I just saved a load of money on my car insurance by switching to Geico. I saved. I thought that meant something to you.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
I can't think of a smarter investment than education.
Walmart annually gives over $40 million to education and $150 million to communities nationwide.
Walmart's Teacher of the Year program recognized 3,500 teachers in local communities across the United States this year.
I am proud to work for a company that supports education.
Last year, Walmart gave 7,000 scholarships to college-bound students. Walmart and Sam's Club Foundation helps our students reach for the stars.
If your life is controlled by someone else's drinking, call Al-Anon and Alateen at 1-888-4-AL-ANON or visit our website. To help them, you have to help yourself first.
We had a lot of sunshine today. We're expecting quite a bit of it tomorrow, but we're expecting gradually increasing clouds throughout the day. A mostly sunny beginning, partly cloudy by the afternoon. Starting off very comfortable, lower to mid-50s, 83 degrees by lunchtime for Yakima, a high of 90, a little bit above average, but enjoy it now because by Wednesday, expect a lot more cloud cover, very strong wind gusts at times, and highs about 10 degrees cooler.
Now it looks like summer's going to be leaving us, whether we want it or not. It should be nice temperatures, though, for those Friday night football games and our sports finale coming up this Friday night. Wanted to remind you of that. Well, it is our picture of the night. 3 gold medal winning Olympians soon to be on the cover of boxes of Wheaties. That means swimmer Michael Phelps, gymnast Carly Patterson, and sprinter Justin Gatlin will be on the Wheaties cereal boxes as part of a special Olympic edition. But no, not this man. That's gymnast Paul Hamm. He was not selected to be on the cereal boxes. This despite being the first ever American man to win the all-around competition. He's had controversy surrounding him since he's winning athletes. Now, World Gymnastics officials have asked him to give up his gold medal due to a scoring error. Hamm and the U.S., in the meantime, says, no way, they're not going to give up the medal unless he's ordered to do so by the International Gymnastics Federation. By the way, that's Hamm. He's now back in the U.S. He is preparing for a U.S. tour. Well, we do want to give you one more note. Just let you know what's taking place as far as the search for a couple of men who are wanted for murder in western Washington again. This is a murder suspect known as Carlos, also known as Carlos Chavez. No correct name yet known on him. Yakima police believe he may be in the area after a double murder in Edmonds earlier this week. And here's the other murder suspect, Adriel Facundo Romero. He is 5'6", 160 pounds. He is also known as Pancho, that a street name according to authorities. Now they do tell us that they're also looking for a couple of vehicles in connection with those 2 suspects. Well, that'll do it for us. We'd like to thank you for watching 11 at 11. We will see you once again tomorrow morning.